We just returned from Saw 10. The expression says it all. I don't know if anyone calls it Saw X, probably not, unless they haven't seen any of these Saw movies. They wouldn't know that this is the 10th one. A couple months back, or early in the year, we missed out on the last two. So before we watched Spiral, the one with Chris Rock, and who else was in there? Samuel Jackson as well?
Yeah.
It was actually not bad. Lots of people ripped it. They said it's terrible. I think it wasn't that bad.
I thought it was good.
But then we also had to catch up the one before that, before we watched Spiral, so that we can watch number 10
Just
now.
too much. Too much.
Okay, if you haven't watched any Saw movies, I don't think there's any point in watching this.
No, don't.
Hey, sorry, my hair. I didn't look to see if my hair is good. So if you haven't seen any of the Saw movies, it'll be pointless watching this one, because this one is wedged in between, I think, 2 and 3, or around about the area of the second and the third one. So there's a character that comes back. It's just now that it's basically a guy, he's got terminal cancer, and he finds people who spit in the face of life and give them these horrendous tasks to perform, to teach them a lesson. Yeah, it's far-fetched, it's crazy, it's ridiculous, but it was, when it was released, how many years, how old is this?
Sure, it's at least 15 years old.
It's probably 20,
older,
I don't know, was it 2000,
maybe,
2001?
Possibly, yeah.
I can't remember when it started, but it's over a decade.
Yeah.
James Wan and Lee Wan all wrote it. James Wan directed, I think it was, or did Darren Lynn Bozeman do the first one or the second one? But anyway, James Wan and Lee Wannell, they created this. They're still on this as executive producers, but the rest's all different people. I can't remember the director's name. It is. And so yeah, Tobin Bell, he plays this guy, John Kramer. Who's dying of cancer, and he creates these ridiculous, elaborate, deadly traps.
And I must say, this is as much as I fucking hated this movie, it's the first time I enjoyed his character.
Yeah, because I mean the first, it actually,
what
not
the fuck
the
is
first
that?
third, the first.
What?
It's a bunch of lights.
Sorry, excuse.
He thought it's a UFO man. There was a, he's a. Oh fuck!
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
People who want this to be gore straight in the door, it actually doesn't happen.
No.
It's like about the first quarter of the movie is like this drama.
Yes.
Because this is where he's like, he's cancer, he's in a support group, and
he's pretty.
Don't worry, it's
he's
fine.
pretty fragile.
And and he goes for treatment in Mexico, which is the kickstart for this whole new range of his.
Yes.
It's sort of a twisted morality play. It's not revenge. It's not vengeance. He doesn't inflict these things. He sets up all these machines, and people need to do certain things.
Let's put it this way: people have choices. People have choices.
So they need to decide: are they going to do this thing, which will be painful, could be deadly, but you will definitely die if you don't do it within this time frame, usually 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I forgot about the little puppet on the tricycle. He also popped in halfway through. But okay, we're rambling. Fact is, this was part of when people called these things torture porn with the Hostel and all those movies.
Yes, and I'm not a big fan, as you all know.
It's silly. I don't like that.
If you follow us, you'll know that I hate shit like that.
It's a silly term. I mean, I think it's a bit more than that. I mean, sometimes it's just
Eli Roth,
sadistic stuff.
Eli Roth does it in a way where I particularly fucking hate it.
The thing is, horror is not supposed to be nice. It's and sometimes there are other movies that are far more extreme that obviously don't get mainstream release.
The fuck is fucking fuck?
I don't know. People are full of it tonight, and it's a Thursday. Can you believe it?
Well, this guy mustn't. Ooh.
Some movies are nasty for nasty's sake, but then there are always levels to it. Like this movie has more levels to it.
Yes, it's got more dimensions
than the Hostel movies with American tourists getting caught to be tortured.
But just for the record, I can't stand Eli Roth, and I cannot stand his movies.
You liked him in Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds?
The one and only time I liked him.
And his role was just
very
small.
short-lived.
You really liked Death Proof, so you kind of liked he had a small role in that. So,
did he? Yeah, he was very
memorable. He was in the bar. Anyway, that's Eli Roth. At least he's doing work to save sharks. Right. Okay. So I think the Saw movies, but just the writers sitting thinking, are they kind of? Do you have to be borderline psychopath to kind of think up these?
Yeah.
Conceive these
it's
gruesomely brutal.
It's awful.
I mean, yeah, but this one has very much lots of kind of medical stuff attached to it. There was, there's one. I was just watching Sonia. I couldn't help but laughing. I probably shouldn't have, but she just looked away.
I couldn't watch it.
The very first task.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it.
But
it was really awful. Yeah.
I mean, Sonia always likes it when the movie has when people deserve their comeuppance, they must get it good. Like back to Tarantino, Hitler gets shot at the end of Aykroyd Bastards.
Yeah.
The Manson hippies get fucked up by what's his name?
I love Tarantino. Yeah.
When the bad guys get it, they really get it.
Yes.
But now in this one, Sonia is a bit in two minds about it.
Not in two minds.
Okay, she hated it.
Fucking hated it.
There's you have to watch. We were kind of we're going to leave, but then the first credit sequence you need to stick around for.
Stick around, yeah.
But we thought maybe there's a second credit stick around. That didn't happen.
No.
Anyway.
It just added insult to injury.
Sonia was she was actually dumbfounded. Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, we won't give it away, but gee.
Anyway, but the movie it's got some layers, but it's still, at the end of the day, it boils down to some elaborate booby traps, deadly booby traps, and Saw administering his. The thing is, it's not revenge. It's
it's
because he doesn't have a personal connection to these people.
No,
they do things that he feels is an insult to life.
There's an interesting opening sequence where he witnesses someone doing something that he doesn't like.
And the consequences incorporate eyeballs and vacuum cleaners and stuff. So that's all we'll say about that, but it has an interesting twist.
Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that part of it was sort of a departure of the normal.
Because they want you to have sympathy or empathy for him, besides the fact that he's terminally ill, but now does that also, and it's got brain cancer, so does that have to do with him actually being a bit psychotic?
Yeah.
These movies are such a blur to me. The first one, obviously, you remember very well. Is it Carrie Elwes was tied with the whole Saw thing with a foot in the first one. That one really, because the first one always makes the biggest impression because it was actually very original.
And it was shocking, the first one. It was very shocking.
And was it the second one with that bear trap on the head, or was it the third? You see, they already it already starts getting blurry on the third one. Obviously, I remember the Spiral just the previous one with Chris Rock. I remember more because
most recent.
It's the most recent one, so it's fresher in our memory. But all those kind of deadly booby traps in empty warehouses and barns and stuff, it becomes a bit of a bloody, gory blur.
Yes.
I always try to avoid things, but you can't help but to see some online bits and pieces. I saw someone had a picture of like a barf bag, a saw, which they're handing out to people either for getting sick or crying into something.
No, they should hand it out for for afterwards, after the movies ended. No,
I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't. It was if you're into your gory horror, there's some pretty gruesome bits. We don't. Yeah, for me, it's a case of it's the outrageousness of it. I don't get cheap thrills watching that.
No, I can't watch it.
If you get aroused watching that,
There's something wrong with you.
You should maybe just see someone about that.
Yes.
But it's this ridiculous adrenaline rush madness. Did you have anything on your scarometer?
None whatsoever.
So it's not a movie with jump scares or any kind of creepy stuff. It's methodical gruesomeness. In one way, when this came out, it was kind of seen as this is like a very new, innovative kind of serial killer, because it was more in the line of Seven, David Fincher's Seven, than, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger. Who else is there? So it was definitely, it started off as a bit of a different, but it just became, I won't say a parody of itself, it just became a snowball of itself. Just how can they get more creative in punishing people?
Yeah, it's almost like Final Destination.
Yeah. But like in the 80s, the whole revenge thing from, like, especially in action movies, the bad guy must get it, and he must get it well. So this was kind of, initially it was a kind of a throwback to that, but in a more kind of innovative way, with the guy building mechanisms to put people in very jeopardizing, deadly positions.
But very creatively.
Yes. Also, I don't know where he gets the time. He's like a sick guy. And, okay, well, I guess as you watch it, you see how they start building different characters and different things into it, and the timeline jumps around a bit.
Yeah, quite drastically, actually. I was hoping last night, because we went last night and we thought we were going to see Seesaw.
Seesaw.
And it was something else.
The Creator,
which we watched.
We ended up reviewing it anyway. We might do it as a Celluloid review for our Flame Drop channel, which if and when we do it, it'll pop up over there.
So I was quite happy that I almost felt like, I escaped this shit. And then just to be surprised by Paul today, it's showing today.
It moved. Oh, well.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Okay, this whole Seapoint Main Road is now covered in
bumper
traffic.
To bumper, yeah.
And it's 7:30.
7:30 almost.
What's happening? Okay, well, while we're sitting here wondering what's happening with the traffic, score-wise, I do not know how to score this, because it must just be a case of, did I enjoy it? You didn't really enjoy these kind of movies. You sit through them and you go, geez, that was something.
And there's a reason you sit through them.
Yeah. Yeah. There are certain payoffs that you expect, and if you okay, here we go. Certain payoffs that you expect, and if you don't get them, it's a bit of a letdown. But I think the payoff was actually more of a not a conversation starter, but it's just it keeps you talking about it more, and what's the word I'm looking for? Not contentious, not controversial. It's just there are certain rules attached to this thing, and that's the rule. So I don't know.
Well, I would have scored it a 6.
But
due to the incredible sense of disappointment that I feel, I'm scoring it a 4.
Okay, I was gonna go 6.5, but it's just not. Yeah, it's not fantastic. It's not great. It does the job, so I would give it a 5.
It doesn't even do the job, though.
It just does the job.
Yeah.
That's why 5, straight down the middle. Not great, not shit, just good enough. But now with your 4, so we eke it under half, so it's 4.5.
Yes.
Under halfway. Oh, so you're starting to flag, you're starting to waver, you're starting to go brittle. I don't know if they're going to pull another one.
Maybe you know what? Maybe I can give a point back, because I really enjoyed Jigsaw, the guy.
And
I really enjoyed it.
And Charlie Clouser did the soundtrack. So He's in that's your 9 Inch Nails. Eh? He's done loads of soundtracks.
So we can make it an even 5.
Okay, so 5-5 even.
Yeah.
Straight down. So
Yeah.
you're either gonna be with us, like it more, or less. So
Let us know in the
right
comments
over there.
if you please. I would like to see like to see other people's opinions on
if
this
you,
one.
And if you watch it and you watch this review afterwards, then let us know if you agree with Sonia that this final climax was not satisfactory. Is this car stuck in the middle of the
I have
road?
no idea.
Or are they just waiting to cross?
This woman is not sure what she wants to do. Oh, shame. No, Mr.
She's
Delivery died. No, Mr. Delivery died. I mean, the scooter died. Not the actual Mr.
Who's
Delivery.
Mr. Delivery? Okay, that was a waste of time.
Yeah.
Where were we? If you have watched Saw X before you watch this review, please let us know if you agree with Sonia's disappointment
Yes.
in the final climax. Been busy with our Horrorfest still for Halloween season. Made a little poster reveal clip. If you haven't seen it, here it is. Poster was done by our friend Dr. Benway. He hasn't done a poster in a while, so we asked him, hey, Benway, it's time to do a poster again.
Yes.
And since it's the Exorcist 50th anniversary screening Friday night, 29th September, and Exorcist Believer coming out, we're giving away tickets for the advanced screening on the 3rd of October, for the 3rd of October. So if you buy a Horrorfest ticket, you're in line and we'll contact you and say, hey, join us.
Yes.
So, with all of those kinds of possessed type vibes, and there's another movie that might be included in the lineup that is in that sort of line of exorcism. We thought, okay, I guess that's the kind of poster theme we need this year. So Sonia is kind of possessed with demonic flames coming off her hands. Yeah, just went to Thomas, Dr. Benway, and brainstormed some ideas, and that's what we came up with. So thanks, Dr. Benway.
Yes.
If you haven't liked and subscribed, get it on.
Yes. What's wrong with
Bang, go home and get it on.
you? Support the brother
Click, chips, yeah.
and
do
a
it.
sister.
Just do it. We will see you next time, hopefully for the Exorcist Believer review, because it's a very, very, very busy Horrorfest time and there's no time for anything. So I will try my best to edit the review after we watched it, and then we'll throw that your way. But after that, I don't think we'll have a review if we're lucky. But there'll be lots of other Horrorfest related stuff from the film festival.
Yes.
Trailers and bits and pieces. Yeah. So it's going to be fun, and we hope to see, if you're in Cape Town, to see you at the Labia Theatre across Halloween season, and if you're in Cape Town or the rest of South Africa, on the streaming chapter of the festival.
Yes.
Streaming at Cricket. Whoa!
Oh, touch my hair.
Touch your hair, don't go there.
Okay.
We'll see you on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye.